there, tarot lovers. Our card of the day is the reverse Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is this celebration of life as we ground ourselves in our purpose and meaning, and we have this inner marriage between this masculine and feminine, subconscious and conscious selves, where we are connected enough with ourselves that we know what we want, we know what we're here for, we know how we're going to do it. And this grounding of our intuitive, creative essence means that we have a direction and purpose, and it means that things can really take off and abundance can be experienced. So when this card is reversed, there's a little bit of a resistance to maybe really earthing what we've come here to do, maybe really embracing a deeper sense of purpose. There could be something around our purpose in life that has a traumatic past to it, which makes us like, I'm not too sure if I want to commit to saying yes to doing that because so many times in the past it wasn't quite right, even though there's some aspects of it that feel good. I'm a little bit hesitant, and there's a trauma there. There is quite often a trauma in the past where we might even negate the joy and the abundance that can come through doing what we have been born to do and what we are great at. I can relate to this in many ways, where there are certain things that I'm really good at that I resist because in the past I haven't always done them well, and because I haven't always done them well, they haven't always had great consequences in my life. And so I relate those consequences to the expression of my creative gift, when in reality it's just the way I did it in an unconscious fashion without complete awareness of the best way to share my stories. And so I have a trauma about it, and I say, no, I don't want to be doing that, I want to be doing something else, and that's wrong, that's bad. And things aren't necessarily wrong. There are many ways to express ourselves creatively, and our talents can are definitely signs of what we are here to do, and the purpose of how we can manifest our creativity in the world. So there could be a little bit of that trauma. I relate to it on that way. There could be any other ways that you might relate to it, where you resist committing to something that you may have seen it in the outer world. That doesn't look right. I don't want to do that. That's wrong. But you can do that in a different way. You can do that in your own way. You can commit to something without having to have this exact same example as that you might have seen in the world, or that you may have an experience of in your past. You can have a different relationship with abundance. You can have a different relationship with this great creative joy. You can change that program, and you can make sure that you learn from past experiences of other people or past experiences of yourself, so you don't have to go down that same traumatic route once again, and you can genuinely manifest abundance in your life and celebrate your life without fear of what you're diving into and jumping into. There could be a little bit of disappointment in this card for that reason, and this disappointment relates to the type where we may have celebrated a little bit too soon, before counted our chickens before they've hatched, not waited until the fat lady has sung, and we may have had expectations and anticipation and felt let down in the past because we have maybe been a little bit over enthusiastic with our expectations. And so I also relate to this, and the hesitancy of committing to something, and the hesitancy of embracing the joy and the celebrating the wonder of our lives, because we're afraid that celebration has caused us a deeper sense of letting down and disappointment in the past, and so we're wary of actually celebrating where we are and who we are and what we have actually manifested and created in the world. So if you relate to that sort of hesitant nature or resistant nature to look at your life and to see, hey, my life's amazing, I've got this crazy amount abundant creativity, and there's so many things that I can do and so many things that I can be, and I'm so blessed, and blah blah blah. If you resist that feeling of goodness because you don't trust it, and you know that that goodness can lead to, it can make you feel so high, and sometimes it does. Sometimes it brings, the ego grabs that goodness and we feel pride, and and the ego will go ooh and puff its chest out and go check me out, and that leads to an ego dissension, because the ego has a tendency to go up and down, and so when the ego jumps on our greatness, we will definitely experience a fall. But we don't need to commit to our celebration. We don't need to enjoy our celebration in an egotistical way. We can just enjoy it for who we are, for what we have manifest. And this card comes up when there is something to celebrate, and when it's reversed like that, we have a shadow around this inner marriage, a shadow around this accepting of abundance that maybe we need to look into, maybe we can take a look at the trauma of, in order to be able to free ourselves and actually enjoy the celebration, and maybe come together with ourselves and with life in a slightly alternative way than the experiences that we may have been shown, or the past memories that we have inside of our inner programming. I hope this has been a great message for you, and have a wonderful day.